Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Happy Monday. Let me set up the room real quick and then we can get started. 6:20, so we got about 10 minutes till market open. I just want to get everything all situated and ready to go. So let's get this going right here. All right, that's good. It's October 18th. It's Tommy's birthday. You guys know Tommy in the group, Tommy K². It's his birthday today. Let's see if he wakes up for this session. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys shortly, and then we can get started with this here. Something we'll go over here real quick. Over here. All right. All right. Morning, guys. I'm gonna let people into the room real quick and then we'll get started with everything. Sorry, guys. Let me, copy this real quick for. All right, cool. Everything looks good for the most part. Let me just finish setting this up over here, guys. Just 1 second. Today's Monday, so it's Breading Trading Week. I'm also not sharing this on the YouTube anymore, not every day. So I need to do things a little differently. It's my first day doing it without the YouTube, so it's kind of like a new process. It's 6:22 right now, so we have about 8 minutes. I think everything's pretty much all set up. So I think we're good. Hey, morning, Beded. Morning, Peter. Morning, Jay. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Brandy. Morning, Adrian. Morning, everybody. So happy Monday, guys. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend, but I'm ready to get back into these profits. So let's get started. All right, I'm still making their way in. I'm going to give it some time for people to join the Zoom. However, we can start analyzing US 30 prior market open. So looking at US 30 right here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify what the sorry guys, someone keeps drawing. Guys, just try not to draw on the screen, because every time I draw on the screen, it I gotta clear it. Okay, and I know it's probably an accident, so it's all good. Morning, David. Morning, Matt. Morning, Brandy. All right, so looking over here at US 30, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify what the technical bias is, because the market isn't open yet. So, with that said, we'll check what the technicals are. Then when the market opens in 7 minutes, we'll look at the fundamentals. And then after that, we can take a look at the retail sentiment to see where everyone's trading this morning. I think it has a heavy bias right now this morning to kick off the trading week. So that's going to help us a lot with, trying to figure out which direction we want to trade in for the day. So looking at the technicals right here, it was bearish all night during London. You can see here price was below the pivots, but now it's swinging to the upside. So on the 1 minute right here, it's not very clear exactly as to where it's going. You can see price is starting to shift to the upside. I think it's going to push to the upside, but we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. However, right now, there is like no bias, because price is literally between the pivots. It's not really above it or below it. It's just kind of right down the middle. Looking at the 3 minute over here, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So this indicates that we're in a downtrend on the 3 minute. Looking over here on the 10 minute, same situation. Price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So looking at these other timeframes right here, everything is pretty much bearish right now, aside from the 1 minute, which is shifting to the upside. Looking over here at the retail sentiment is currently 70% short, or not 69% short. And that's the reason why I was anticipating it to possibly swing to the upside. However, we won't really know that until the market's fully open. So when the market does open in the morning, at 6:30, which is in 6 minutes. That's when we can confirm what the fundamentals are looking like. Refreshing this right here, this is the futures data. So from the weekend, when the market reopened yesterday during Asia session, it's currently now 171 points in the red. However, this doesn't mean that price is going to continue to be red when the market actually opens for the week. You guys got to keep in mind that Monday is one of the riskier days to trade because the market is barely opening from the weekend. And, with that said, there's going to be a lot of whipsaw action, and, there's not going to be any clear direction immediately. So I'd be careful when taking any trades. So if you guys decide to take the breakout or anything like that, I recommend you guys be a little careful when determining, when to enter the trade or how to enter the trade, because you want to confirm that you have everything all lined up basically. So we want the technicals to line up with the fundamentals. Fundamentals are going to be number one. That's going to be number one for us. Let me just refresh this right now. Okay, so looking at pre-market, everything's pretty much red, but we'll see what happens when, so you can see right here, Dow futures shed more than 100 points as investors await a big week of earnings. So this could, this could affect the market one way or another. Let's see when this was released. I think this was this morning. It was released last night, actually. So last night they indicated that, the Dow futures shed more than 100 points. So with that said, price was coming down, right, yesterday. So price was coming down, and then at this point, people might be they might be buying the dip, and by buying the dip, they're going to spike price to the upside. So that's kind of what I see happening right here. You could already see people buying the dip from this point. When the market opens in 4 minutes, we might see a spike to the upside. So morning to John, morning Miles, morning Lamar, morning Professor, morning everybody. Yeah, market is opening in about 4 minutes, guys. Once the market opens, we can confirm what the fundamental bias is. Currently, right now, we don't have a bias, so we'll be looking. Yeah, and Paula just confirmed that the retail sentiment is currently 69% short. So if everything lines up perfectly, so say price pushes to the upside, the fundamentals are very green, and retail sentiment is still 69 to 70% short, then this is going to be a perfect opportunity to buy because we want to trade opposite of what everyone else is doing. So if everyone's selling, we definitely want to be buying, but we'll see what happens when the market actually does open in the next 3 minutes before we decide when to enter the trade. Hey, RJ, morning. Dejan said, look at those sexy 1 minute scalps. There's a lot here. I saw a lot of you guys trade this morning. So if you guys did trade this morning, they're all wins, right? There was a self scalp right here, straight win, straight win, straight win. This right here started to retrace the other way, but we wouldn't have traded right here anyways, because it was already 6. Basically from 6 to 6:30, I generally don't like to trade because of, the pre-market movement. So, all right, guys, looks like we're good for the most part. Looks like everyone's here for the most part. Market's opening in about 2 minutes. Once that happens, we'll look at the fundamentals here. Fundamentals are currently not loaded yet. You can see right here, they're all unchanged. It's all black. When the market opens, if this is all green, then we're going to be looking for a buy. However, if it's all red, then that's still okay too. We're going to be looking for the confirmation that price is going to be moving that direction. So, all right, guys, good morning. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Let's get started with this trading week for Monday, October 18th. We got about 1 minute and 30 seconds to see what goes on from here. Let's see if I got anything right here real quick. All right, cool. Looks like we're good. All right, we got about 1 minute left. So you guys, just a reminder, this stream is not being streamed to YouTube. It's just for the Zoom, just for you guys here. We've changed things up, so we're not really going to be posting on the YouTube anymore. It's mainly going to be just for you guys here in the Zoom. We'll be sharing the stream to YouTube maybe like once or twice a week, but for the most part, main focus is for you guys here. I want to make sure that you guys are all successful. You guys can kill it. And you guys are all, doing everything properly. So main focus is for you guys here. This is obviously we want to keep within the community. And we'll just see how this goes. So market is opening in about 30 seconds. When the market opens, we'll confirm the fundamental bias here. Once we confirm that, we'll decide, which direction to be trading in. All right, so let's see. Market is now opening in about 20 seconds. Looking at the 3 minute, 3 minute is still right here below the pivots. Same with the 10 minute below the pivot. So everything's still kind of looking like a sell, but we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. We might see a spike to the upside. That's kind of what I see happening. All right, market is now open. So you can see right there as it's starting to spike up a little bit. And then now it's starting to come back down. So you guys want to be careful, right? Let me refresh this. The entire index is, I mean, it's mostly red right now. So it's very red. Looking at this, I'm going to refresh this as well. It's currently down 146 points. So looking at everything right now, everything's pointing towards the downside. However, you might see price be, price right here is indecisive. You can see how it has a big wick on the top side and it has a big wick on the lower side. So if I turn this off right here, you can see that there's big wicks on both sides right now. So this makes it a little risky, guys. If you guys decide to enter any trades here, if we do have a confirmation, we need this to close with a strong red candle below for it to qualify as a breakout entry. I'm probably not going to take this breakout, guys. I'll follow it and I'll see how it moves, but I don't think I'm going to be taking it myself. And if you guys do want to take it, I do recommend you just wait a little bit because it's probably going to retrace up a little bit, and then you can probably catch it as it swings back down. But I'm not going to be taking it myself. Reason for that is because the market is going to be heavily manipulated. You can see right here how it's spiking around so much. Looking at this, I'm going to refresh this. It's still down 150 points, so it is very bearish. Looking at the stock index right here, you can see it's completely red, right? For the most part, it's red. There's like 4 stocks here that are green. They're not very green though. The only green one is Goldman Sachs, which is up 4 points. Looking at the futures data, currently up 100 or currently down 163 points, or now it's 159. Also looking at retail sentiment, it's currently still 69% short. So looking at this right here, this would technically be the breakout, guys, but I'm not going to take it. Like I mentioned, I was waiting for it to swing up and swing back down. And that's pretty much what happened here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark up. I'd already passed TP1. So I'll just have an alert set up over here. Just a reminder, guys, I'm not in this position. So if you guys want to take it at your own risk. I do find it to be really risky, so I'm not going to take it. I'll just wait for some scalps after. There's no need for me to make this big profit right now, right on the open, and it's going to be too risky. I'd rather wait for a better entry a little later. But I mean, if it hits, it hits. I'm not necessarily saying it's not going to hit. It's just I find it risky, and it's too late anyways. Even if I wanted to enter it, it's like way down here. It would have hit TP1, which is already down at this point. So it's just too late for me to enter. I don't want to enter down here and then be at risk entering very late. So just keep that in mind. And TP1 was like down the middle already, which was already hit right over here. So if you guys did enter when it reached halfway mark, you were supposed to move your stop loss in profit. Obviously I can't move in profit because I'm already too late for this move here. Let's go over here to the fundamentals again. It's still down. It's down a lot, actually. It's down almost 200 points right now. Looking at the futures data, currently down 156 points. Looking over here at the stock index. Yeah, it's very red. So here's the thing. If price ends up spiking back up, that's going to indicate that price is being manipulated, obviously, because everything's pointing towards the downside. However, I'm not going to, it's probably going to hit TP. There it goes. It pushes down. All right. All right, let's see how this is moving down. I mean, it's still pushing down even further. But you guys can see, so if you guys are in the position, you should definitely have moved your stop loss in profit already. At least move it below break even so you can guarantee some profits. Currently, you can see prices kind of being very indecisive, right? Spiking back and forth. So if you guys are in the position, I do recommend you guys move your stop loss in profit. That's going to be very key for you to identify and to be safe, because the last thing you want to do is get caught when it starts to get manipulated, and then you get caught up on the wrong side of the market. But yeah, looking over here, everything here is pretty much all red still. So everything is still red. The only stock that is really green here is Goldman Sachs, like I mentioned before, but it's not even it's not even up that high. It's only up about 3 points. So as you guys can see, price should continue to drop. There's no reason for it to be pushing up right now because the actual index is still all red pretty much. Salesforce right here is turning red as well. So it's just a few stocks that are green. There's like not enough power behind it to really push it back up. So this is one thing to look out for. And you can see right there, prices dumps pretty heavily, right? And there we go, as it gets closer and closer to the TP. And there we go, full TP off the breakout right there. So big congrats to everybody here who caught the move. I mean, obviously, you know, I didn't catch it myself, but I did mark it up for you guys there. So I'm going to give you guys an update in the group for you guys who did catch it, because it looks like a lot of you guys did catch it here. All right, nice. There we go. Everything lined up perfectly, guys. You know, we confirmed the fundamentals here. All the fundamentals were red. And they pretty much, you know, just dropped back to the bottom side. So let me get you guys a little update for that here for you guys who took it. It looks like a lot of you guys did, because I just saw some posts right here. So this is going to be the breakout. Looks good for the most part. All right, guys. So big props to whoever caught it there. It's a great way to kick off the trading week. Now I'll be looking for the other scalps as we move along. Yeah, so I'll look at the profits in a little bit, guys. Just want to make sure we're not missing anything here. 3 minute, I'm going to move this line right here. This would need to be a valid signal in order for us to enter that for that strategy. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to go and just put all the strategies here real quick so that you guys can follow along with, you know, whatever we're applying here. So here's a 1 minute pivot scalp. We also got the high low scalp right here. So we got that going over here. Right here on the 3 minute, we got the 3 minute pivot scalp. Looking over here, we'll be looking for some snipes. And lastly, over here, we'll be looking for the daily entry. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of different strategies that we apply during these live sessions, not just one strategy. So, you know, it's something to keep in mind. So I'll mark that up right there. Looking at the snipe over here, let me see if there's any zones in this area. So nothing currently. I mean, the only one that was available right here would be that one. Looking at the 3 minute right here, this would technically be the entry right here for the 3 minute scalp. However, I think it's going to be a little risky to take this trade here if it does, even if it does close. Reason for that is because it's already dropped how many pips? You know, it's dropped well over 1,000 pips, so it might be due for some sort of retracement before it comes back down. So even if this here closes, I would still be careful. It is Monday, guys, so you guys just got to keep in mind, you know, there's going to be certain days of the week that's going to be risky, where you want to definitely be careful with the trades that you decide to take. Also, looking at current price right here, it's getting close to the New York low from last week, so it might bounce off this and then come right back up. So there's a lot of things here to be careful about. You know, obviously, I'm going to be careful myself, and I'm going to be very conservative with the trades that we decide to take. But if it appears, I'll give you guys, you know, I'll give you guys the markup, obviously. However, you know, you just keep in mind that it is risky. So if you want to take it, you know, make sure to maybe use a smaller lot size, or remember to move your stop loss and profit like really quickly once it moves into profit, because last thing you want to do is get caught in you know, some sort of reversal or a whipsaw, because obviously, you know, that happens a lot, especially on a Monday. So right here, there's no entry because there was no sell signal. We need a sell signal in order for us to take the entry for not just the pivot scalp strategy, but also for the daily strategy as well, for the 3 minute. So, you know, just a reminder, guys, this strategy here is not official. It's we're still working on it, but we've been using it for the past couple of days now, or past couple of weeks, I guess, and it's been pretty solid. One thing that you guys want to be careful with right here on the 3 minute is that it's getting really close to this New York low. And what happens when price gets to this point here is price generally does one of two things. It'll either come down, test it, and then bounce off, or it can just come down and just keep pushing lower. So there's 2 points, like two really important price points. There's the New York session low from last week, and then also the London low as well over here. So there's two different scenarios where price can bounce off. And that's the last thing you guys want to happen, right? If you guys take a sell, last thing you want to do is for price to just reverse on you as soon as it reaches this price point. So I'm going to be careful. I think you guys should be careful too when entering trades around this area, because the last thing you want to do is get caught on the wrong side of the market. Like last thing you want to do is enter the trade and then it just reverses on you, which is probably what's going to happen when it reaches this point. So I'm going to keep following it. But I'm going to be careful with the position. I don't even know if I'm going to take it myself. If I do take it, I'll let you guys know. However, I'm trying to warn you guys as much as possible that it's risky, because the last thing I want you guys to do is hop into it and then get all upset that price reverses on you. But we already anticipated that reversal because price is at that, it's right here at the New York low. So we got about a minute left on this candle right here. If it does close, it's going to qualify for both of these entries. However, like I mentioned, it is going to be risky, so I'm probably not going to take it, but I will follow it. And one thing that you guys got to remember too is that you guys don't have to trade every single day, right? You don't have to trade every single day. You don't have to take every single trade. If you don't feel comfortable about a position, then just skip it, wait for the next one. There's going to be a lot of entries that are available this week. It's barely Monday, so you don't need to be like forcing all the trades all in on Monday when you have a whole 5 days to trade. And if this closes invalid, then that's perfectly fine. We're not going to take the trade because both of these strategies here require a valid momentum signal. So this would be invalid if it closes because in order for it to be valid, it would need to be a red sell signal like this with a red candle within it. If it's a red candle with a green, if it's a green candle with a red sell signal, it's going to be invalid. So we wouldn't be taking that trade in the first place. So let's see what happens here. And this is better. I actually wanted to push up a bit. And then if we get it to come right back down with an actual sell signal, then yeah, I'll take the trade. However, right now, it's doing the pullback that we anticipated, right? This is exactly what we were anticipating to begin with anyways, because we did, I showed you guys that it dropped about 1,000 pips. So it's going to have to pull back a little bit. And this is perfectly fine. This is exactly what I was looking for, actually. I want there to be some space between the entry and this line right here, this green line and this red line, so that we have enough space to hit our TP before it gets to that point. So this is cool. This is fine. This is what we were kind of looking for here, because I need some cushion for me to enter the trade. So no entry available right now. What I'm looking for at this point is I'm looking for price to swing up, and then as it swings back down, I'll hop into the trade. But right now, there's no trade available. Same with the 1 minute over here. I'm looking for this to pull up, and then as it pulls up, I'm going to wait for it to swing right back down, as long as the fundamentals are still pointing towards the downside. So let me go over here real quick, and I will identify what the fundamentals are looking like. Refreshing this here, it's still down 208 points. We're now at 182. Looking over here as well, I'm going to refresh this. You can see that the index is still very red. There's a couple stocks here that are green. The only big green stock is going to be Goldman Sachs. Home Depot is also following as well. It's now 1.14 in the green. Not very much, but it's still, it's climbing. It's not at like under 1 point. However, the entire stock index is still completely red. You can see how it's all red right here. The daily average is 182 points in the red. We generally want to trade it in that direction when it's below 100 points or above 100 points. Looking at the futures data over here, refreshing this. This is also down 221 points. So the bias right now is still for a sell. You can see prices pushing up, but there's nothing really pushing it up right now. You can see that all the stocks here are still red, so it should still be coming back down. The only thing that's really holding it up is Goldman Sachs. A lot of people are buying the dip off Goldman Sachs right there as it starts to spike up. However, we'll see how long that holds for. And this is why you guys got to be patient, because the thing is, if you entered the sell earlier and didn't wait for that confirmation, and you just hopped in right here on the 3 minute, you would have gone burned, right? Because now prices shot right back up about 1,000 pips. So it's ranged 1,000 pips from open up until now. It dropped 1,000 pips, now it shot up 1,000 pips. And yeah, you guys just want to be patient. Be patient, wait for these entries. I'll be drawing some lines here for the high-low strategy. If you guys are not familiar with it, this is the strategy that's also in progress and currently unfinished. However, we've been testing it. We've been forward testing it live for the past couple of weeks now. So I'll be looking for entries off this as well. So we'll see what's going to be our next play as we follow through with this. All right. So if this breaks, it already broke past it. So this is going to be a different high. This isn't going to be the high anymore. So as you can see, as price breaks above here, this high disappears, and then there's a new high that keeps pushing up higher. So as this continues to push up higher, we'll just keep moving this a little bit higher, and then we'll be looking for specific entries as we continue on. So let's see. All right, so nothing here on the 3-minute. Obviously, for the 3-minute here, there's no entry available. Looking at the 10-minute here, there's also no entry available right here. For the daily over here. If you guys are familiar with the daily strategy, basically we're looking for the first valid momentum signal after open. So if this becomes a buy signal, then yeah, obviously we'll be looking for a buy, but I'm not sure if I'll be taking that unless the fundamentals start to shift. And they're starting to shift here. You can see the numbers here. They're starting to turn green, right? Like half of these are starting to turn green. Once we have more green like stocks here, then we can shift. The bias doesn't always need to be red. It can always change, right? Even though it's down, it's only down 128 points now. So now as it starts to shift below 100 points, then the bias can be changing from a sell to a buy. So, you know, Rick, back to your question over here, because I just saw Rick's question. He said, knowing the 10-minute is going to be green, shouldn't be looking at buys. Not exactly, because there's no buy signal yet, right? Once there's a buy signal, then yeah, we'll take it. Just because there's a buy signal there doesn't mean it's going to continue to push to the upside. You can see right here is a clear example, Rick. Price was dropping, we had a buy signal, and it just kept dropping, right? So it doesn't really matter what the 10-minute gives us. What matters is what the fundamentals give us. If the fundamentals are still 100 points in the red, then we're still looking for sells. If it's 100 points in the green, then we'll look for some buys. This is why you should not be just looking at the technicals. This is how a lot of people lose at trading, because all they do is look at fundamental. I mean, they look at technicals, but they don't look at the fundamentals. Obviously, the charts are going to lie to you. Obviously, right here, you can see price is dropping. And if you took any buys here, just looking at the technicals, you would have lost, right? Because if you took a buy here, it would have dropped and stopped you out. Again, right here, another buy, stopped and dropped you out. So it's important that you look at the fundamentals. That's the key thing. Look at fundamentals. This is always number one. Fundamentals are always going to be number one for me. And then it'll be retail sentiment. And then it'll be technicals. Technicals are always the last thing I look at. I don't really look at technicals unless I have a confirmation with the fundamentals and or the retail sentiment, because the candles are going to lie to you, bro. Like the candles are never going to be on point. And that's why you have to use, you know, multiple analysis to confirm it. But Rick does bring up a good point though. Because he's pretty much anticipating a buy here. However, you don't want to get faked out, right? If you're waiting for a buy, everyone's waiting for a buy because everyone's trying to buy the dip. Last thing I want to do is be part of that sheep and following the dip, right? It's kind of like with you with the vaccine, Rick. You know, just to joke around with Rick here. Like, Rick, you don't want to be a sheep, right? So like, obviously you're not going to do what everyone else is doing. You're going to do what the market tells you. So, and I have nothing against the vaccine. I'm vaccinated. So I'm just joking around with Rick here because Rick is basically trying to copy. He's trying to, you know, move where everyone's thinking. Everyone's trying to buy the dip. And Rick's like, oh yeah, should I buy the dip? But, you know, just joking around with Rick, all jokes aside, first things first, look at the fundamentals. Okay. That's going to be number one. First things first, fundamentals. If the fundamentals turn green, then we'll start looking for buys. But I wouldn't just base it off the technicals here. Yeah, I just saw Rick's message. Yeah, no, it's all fun, Rick. But anyways, let's see what is going on here. Rick said I asked over 50 points ago. Yeah, no, exactly. So Rick asked earlier, but now the fundamentals are starting to push to the upside. So guys, you know, I can't emphasize it enough. Like, there's no need to force any trades, all right? So just keep that in mind, because I could already tell, like, there's a few people in the group who are trying to force some trades here. Not anyone that I've talked to recently, but I know there's certain people in the group who like just want to force trades. Like, it's Monday, they want to make some profit already. And what happens is a lot of people get FOMO, right? They see that people made profit off the buy here, and then people who missed it, they want to hop in. So Dre over here locked in a total of 127. So nice work, Dre. Twan over here as well locked in a total of 7,694. He took the sells there off the breakout, and they're all straight to TPs, right? No losses for the day. So nice work, Twan. Looking over here, Larkin locked in a total of 1,311 off that breakout as well. So nice work, Larkin. And Romano over here locked in a total of 677. So great work amongst everyone here. You can see a lot of people took the breakout, or they've been listening to my analysis here about how I'm looking for, or how I was looking for sells, and pretty much everyone capitalized on it here. All wins, no losses. Even though I didn't take the trade myself, I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here do very well. RJ as well, locked in a total of 5,374, all wins. And then Lisa over here, Lisa's first day with us. So, welcome Lisa here. She's locked in a total of about 500 for the day as well. Great work, Lisa. RJ again right here. He's now currently up 6,158. Nice work, RJ. Looking at Vincent over here, he just sent me his profits. He's in profit 390 for the day. Great work, Vincent. RJ again right here, 6,158. So if you guys do have profits to send over, just send them over and I'll add them to the list here. Otherwise, wait, what? Pal passed away? Oh, it's a different pal. Yeah, not sure what you guys mean by that. Okay, so Eunice over here as well. Eunice is up 837 for the day. Nice work, Eunice. And this one right here as well. Eunice's other is up 175. So great work, Eunice. So yeah, great work amongst everyone here. Even Jeff. So Jeff's currently at 4,091. Great work, Jeff. All right, if you guys have more profits to send over, just send them over and I'll add them to the list. Otherwise, we will be looking for any other entries here. There's no entries that are available right now currently. There's a pending 10-minute right here, which hasn't closed yet. Looking at the 3-minute, there's nothing here. So we're still looking for entries. There just isn't anything available. We just got to be patient, wait for that perfect entry to come up before we decide to enter anything. Also looking at the fundamentals over here, let me refresh this. Fundamentals are still down 116 points, but it's currently swinging to the upside, right? Looking at the index over here, it's still pretty red, but Goldman Sachs is like really carrying it. So Goldman Sachs is currently up 7 points. Home Depot is up 2 points. JP Morgan's currently up 1.6. Chevron's up 0.339. Microsoft's up about 0.2, and et cetera, et cetera. They're not strong yet, but you can see that the market's starting to shift to the upside, which is okay. If the market shifts to the upside, then that's cool. We'll shift our bias from a sell to a buy. It doesn't make a big difference for us. And we actually want to be looking for buys anyways, because looking at the index over here, or you can see how it shifted, right? It was 70% short when we entered the market. What happened was when price started to shift to the upside, everyone got stopped out. So pretty much everyone here who was on the short side, who was chasing this move, which, I always recommend you guys never chase the move. They ended up getting stopped out because price came down and then it faked people out and it shot back to the upside. Now, again, right here, you can see prices starting to come back down. This could be another fake out to the other direction. So this is why you guys got to be careful and wait for those confirmations. Because if you don't wait for the confirmations, you can easily get burnt with price ranging back and forth. There's no clear direction yet. But, once we have that clear direction, we can start trading there. Okay, CJ said Colin Powell died. Thanks, CJ. Yeah, I think a lot of people were confused with Jerome Powell. It's not Jerome Powell, it's Colin Powell. He was, if you guys are familiar with, I forgot what his position was. He was like a general or something, right? Let me see. I'll just look it up. Oh yeah, he was a military leader. Obviously, if you guys were around during the George Bush era, you guys know exactly who Colin Powell is. So he just passed away. And he died from COVID-19. It's crazy. So yeah, another death to COVID-19. Colin Powell just passed away. RIP to him. Let's see if there's anything else here that's updated. Yeah, he died due to COVID. All right, let's see. That's probably not going to affect the market, but obviously it's something to keep in mind. Yeah, no, I see everyone's messages in the chat. All right, so we're still looking for some entries here. Okay, guys, so this is what I'm going to be looking for myself personally. If I'm applying the high-low strategy right here, I'm looking for price to swing above here. And then if it closes above these lines right here, then I'll be going for a buy. So I'm just giving you guys my thought process right now, what I'm looking for personally. Obviously, everyone's looking for different things here. Some people are looking for that specific scalp entries, while other people are looking for entries on different time frames. But I'm going to be looking at pretty much everything. So just keep that in mind, guys. Let's see what's here. All right, so currently myself personally, I'm looking for this to swing above here. However, I mean, we'll be looking for the same thing here for any of these other strategies. So in order for us to have an entry using the high-low strategy, I need price to close above here. If we're looking for a pivot scalp strategy, we're going to need a retracement to the downside and then a swing back up with the buy signal. So those are two different scenarios here for both of these strategies on this end. Looking over here on the 3-minute, in order for us to have a pivot scalp strategy, we need the same thing to happen here. We need it to pull back, and then we need it to swing right back up. Here on the 10-minute, looking at the snipe strategy, let me see if there's any other zones right here. There's no zones that are available currently, so there's not going to be a snipe entry available just yet. Looking over here, we have that pending buy signal as well for the daily entry right here. So I'll keep refreshing this to see. It's still down 122 points. So it's not very strong anymore. You guys can see that it's starting to just flatten out and it's starting to shift to the upside, which is fine. If it shifts to the upside, that's cool. We can, we never get stuck on one direction. If the fundamentals give us a different direction, then we'll switch from a sell to a buy. But currently right now, it's just kind of right down the middle. It's not really moving very much. I personally would rather take a buy because the sentiment is still short. So I like trading opposite of the retail traders. Obviously, you guys have known that for a while now, and that's pretty much how we pretty much succeed consistently, because we do opposite of what everyone else is doing. So let's see. Flynn said Shawn doesn't like one direction. Yeah, you're talking about the ban, right? Hey Flynn, good to see you, bro. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. And we also have news coming up. So Miles, thanks for that little update right there. Let me go and refresh this real quick. Here's the calendar for this week. We have NAHB housing market index at 7 o'clock. And then we have Bank of Canada business outlook, which, I mean, it might affect the market slightly, but not very much. All right. So unfortunately, this isn't going to qualify as an entry anymore for this high low because we have a new high low right here, which is fine. Not a big deal. We just got to wait for it to break above here now. All right, the low is now marked up right here. So it looks like things are starting to shift to the upside, which is cool. I mean, it's fine. I was actually waiting for it to swing up to the upside anyways, because I thought it was gonna be risky for us to take sells with a retail sentiment so low. So looking at this right here, in order for us to have an entry off the 3-minute, we need a retracement to the downside and we catch it as it swings back up. So we'll keep watching. We'll see what happens here. 10-minute over here, no entry, obviously. Same with the daily entry here, no entry. All right, so let me just run down the chat real quick, see if I'm missing anything. See, we got a 1-minute momentum signal. Let's go to the 1-minute over here. That's a pending signal. Yeah, Randall said he's sitting on his hands. No, that's smart, Randall. You don't have to force any trades. Just keep that in mind. It's better to be safe than sorry, especially on a Monday. I just saw your message, CC. All right, guys. So we're just waiting here. You can see price is now kind of going sideways, but it's also pushing to the upside. So let's see what happens here. Let's go back to the fundamentals real quick. Just refresh this. And this is key, guys. If you guys are scalping, you guys have to be up to date with like wherever price is moving. You can see it's now 107 points in the red. It's starting to shift to the upside. So with that said, that's okay. We wouldn't have an entry here because this is now pushed to here. This is now the new high. If you guys remember these requirements here, the first requirement is that we confirm the previous swing high and low. And you have to make sure that 4 or 5 candles have passed without touching the previous high. So as you guys can see, price is starting to shift up. This is okay. This is what we were looking for. Looking at the 10-minute over here, I don't think this is going to close, but we'll see. Yeah, Maddie just confirmed that it's pending for 10 minutes, and that's pretty much what we're looking for right here as well. So Rick might be on point with his pending buy here if this ends up closing. I don't see it closed yet. So I'm not going to take this trade, guys. I'll mark it up for you guys and I'll follow it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take scalp set, follow in this direction. But if it does close right here, I'll just, I'll mark it up for you guys for whoever wants to catch it or whatnot. So here's the daily entry. A reminder, guys, I'm not going to take this trade. The reason for that is because it's such a big move. And I'm not trying to catch a big move. I want to catch a smaller scalps within. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark this up. Whoever wants to take it, take it at your own risk. Just, remember that this is going to be a risky trade due to the fact that it's Monday. Also to the fact that price really hasn't confirmed its direction there, right? It's still down 100 points. And this is why I don't want to enter yet. If this starts to shift to the upside and it's 100 points in the green, then I'll take it. Right now, the fundamentals are still red. So until we have a confirmation that it's shifted to the upside, then I'll take it. But right now, currently, I'll follow it, but I'm not necessarily going to take it myself. So this is going to be daily TP1, 370. And I'm just going to mark these up because obviously, if people are taking these trades, I can give you guys updates when they hit, which is probably going to hit. It's just I'm very conservative and I want to make sure that I know that it's going to move in that direction before I hop into it. TP2. And it's probably going to hit TP1. If it hits TP1, just remember to move your stop loss and profit. You guys want to be careful, especially on a Monday. I can't emphasize that enough, that you be careful because, sometimes people will just not, I'll tell you guys as many times as I can to be careful, but a lot of people will they don't even listen and they'll just let the trade run. I've seen, it's crazy, guys. I've seen where price has gone like right next to TP and I keep warning people to move their stop loss and profit, but they don't move it in profit and it ends up reversing on them completely. So that's something to keep in mind. Trading, guys, you guys have to remember not to get greedy and to always remember to, protect your positions whenever it's possible. Thanks, Peter. So Peter also said that the NAHB housing market index was positive. So the news that was just released was positive. That's another reason why I want to be careful, because if the news comes out positive, it can easily affect the market. Yeah, it came out very positive right there. It can affect the market because it can be a temporary spike to the upside, and then it just comes back to where it was previously, which is kind of what happened right here, right? You see a little big wick right here because it spiked up and now it's coming right back down. New high has been established over here. Nothing on the 3-minute over here. Let's see if there's anything else here to look at. And as you can see right here, that's kind of what happened with price, right? Price spiked up after that news event, then it came right back down to where it originally was. And that's why I'm going to wait here for the 1 minute. If I can find the entries, I'm going to be trading on the 1 minute and the 3-minute just for myself personally. Because obviously the obvious reasons that we do have news. It's Monday, fundamentals are still not green. All right, so now it's below 100 points. So with it being below 100 points, this is a good thing for us because this is going to indicate that price is starting to shift to the upside. Generally, when it's down 100 points, we want to sell. If it's above 100 points, you want to buy. Looking over here at the Dow index, I'm going to refresh this. Looks like a lot of these stocks are starting to turn green. Yeah, Goldman Sachs is literally just carrying it on its back. You can see Goldman Sachs is up almost 10 points. Home Depot is up 2 points. JP Morgan's up 1 point. Amex is up 1 point. Chevron's making its way up as well. Looking at the red stocks over here, the main losers today are Walt Disney's down 5 points. Amgen's down 3 points. Boeing's down 2 points. Travelers is down 2 points. Caterpillar's down almost 2 points. Procter & Gamble down 1.5. But they're starting to shift, right? You can see these numbers here are starting to shift. Microsoft right here is like down less than a point. Cisco's down less than a point. As these start to shift to the upside, this number is going to start to increase. And you can see right here, the number is starting to decrease heavily. It was down 100, it was down 200 points. Now it's only down 82 points. And with that said, you can see price start to push to the upside, right? So that's why I look at fundamentals first, guys. Fundamentals should always be number one for you guys, always 100%, because the fundamentals don't lie unless market is being manipulated, right? If the fundamentals are going down and price is going up, then that's clear manipulation. But you can see right here, we identified this as fundamental shifting because it was at 200 points in the red. Now it's only down 82 points. So if this starts to shift to the upside, 100 points in the green, then that's a clear buy, right? Obviously. But the thing is, we got in early because we were waiting for that to happen. We literally waited for it to start to push the upside. And as you can see right here, it's about to hit TP off. this daily strategy. So, we'll see what happens here. If this hits, I'll give you guys a little update. I'm currently waiting for an entry off the 1 minute here. And this thing just keeps pushing up higher and higher, which is completely fine. But you can see price is kind of just, I don't know what to call it. I was gonna say dicking around. I don't know if that's okay to say, but price is kind of just bouncing all over. Isai is asking, is it too late to enter into that buy? I mean, you already missed out like on a lot of the move right here. So I personally wouldn't enter the trade. I never recommend anyone enter the trade late. If you want to enter late, that's really up to you. But you just have to understand the risk. If you enter too late and price reverses on you, you just have to, you have to understand the risk. For me, I'm not going to take those kind of risks. Like I'm not going to enter in a deficit of like 300 pips, which is technically 3,000 for me if I'm trading a 10 lot. I'm not going to enter at that deficit because it's just too late. I missed the move. I technically didn't miss the move because we saw this as it came, but me being conservative and being safe, I didn't take the move for that specific reason. But looking at the fundamentals over here, it's starting to look really good. It's now down 67 points, so it's starting to shift to the green side. Once it starts to shift to the green side and I'm like absolutely positive it's going to push up higher, then I'll start taking trades in that direction. The thing with me is like I'm not trying to gamble here. I only want to take trades that I know are for sure going to hit. And you can see that price is kind of just bouncing around this area, right? It hasn't really confirmed yet. Looking at the fundamentals over here for the futures data, it's currently still down 124 points. So the futures data is still pretty red. The daily average right here is starting to push, and you can see it's starting to come right back down, right? This is why you guys want to be careful when taking these trades unless the fundamentals have completely shifted. Right now, it's trying to shift. It's trying to push to the other side. However, it hasn't really had that push yet to confirm. Because the last thing you want to do is trade against the fundamentals. This is like the worst thing that you guys can do, because if you do that, you're probably going to get burnt. So looking at the retail sentiment right here, it's currently 66% short. It looks like TP was just hit, or no, it didn't. No, it got really close, but it didn't. So let's say price is hanging around. No, exactly. Yeah, price hasn't really confirmed yet, right? So this is why I decided not to take the trade, because the fundamentals still haven't confirmed yet. Once they confirm, then I'll start looking for buys, but currently right now, it just hasn't confirmed. And you can see right here, it's starting to shift back down 100 points. And this is why it's important that you guys are patient. You guys wait for those confirmations. I do think it's going to swing up though. So like from my personal perspective, I do think it's going to swing up. And the reason for that is because retail sentiment is short. If it continues to be short, then I do anticipate price to push up to the upside. Also, people try to buy the dip. So that's the thing as well. But the thing is, I'm not going to enter unless I'm like 100% sure. So we'll keep watching it. Yeah, I mean, if we have any good entries, then obviously I'll take them. But currently, right now, it's just it's kind of just going around. Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm glad you didn't enter the trade, because obviously you can see, and this is why I wouldn't have wanted to enter it, because if I entered it like way up here and then it pulled back, I would have been in automatic drawdown, right? Like 1,000, 200. 100 to 100 to like about 200 pips, because it just keeps bouncing around this area. So yeah, main key should just be patient, guys. I think that's everyone's problem. And it's, even myself, I've been trading for like 11 years now. I still get impatient too, especially if I'm looking for something specific and the market hasn't given it to me. So right here, yeah, Jared just confirmed that it was retesting its trend line. If you draw the trend line right here, you can kind of see that right there. Price came up, came back down, and then I was swinging up higher. Also, yeah, and Paul also confirmed that it's getting close to the Tokyo low. Abraham said, I have a bad revenge trading issue. Last week I went from 3,100 to literally zero, made 1,400. Any tips? Main tip for you, Abraham, is to just not trade, right? If you lose a trade, then I would recommend you just take a break. That's what I do. I rarely lose trades. I lose a trade maybe like once or twice a month. But if I do lose a trade, I take a break for the entire day. or until the next session. That's what I usually do. Because I know myself, right? You have to understand yourself as a trader, understand like what your problems are, what your weaknesses and what your strengths are. For me, my weakness is, well, it's not really revenge trading anymore, but it used to be. And in order to do that, I just learned to step away from the computer. That's why for me, I trade with you guys from like 6:30 to 8. If I don't have anything around that time, I usually step away. I go do like something, and then I'll come back, a couple hours later, or I'll come back during Asia session to trade. But it's understanding your trading personality. If you're a gambler, then make sure to always use proper risk management. If you're revenge trading, make sure to step away. If you're over trading, make sure to take only quality entries. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it, right? You just have to. The main thing with people is like they don't want to face their problems, right? Like you guys got to face your problem. If you have an issue, you have to face that problem head on so that you can avoid making those mistakes in the future. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people that have too much pride, right? They don't want to face their problems and they just want to keep gambling, which, I mean, sometimes you have to make mistakes to get better. And that's usually what I always tell people, right? Like sometimes you have to blow a couple accounts until you realize like, hey, I have a problem. Until like you actually face it. Because I've seen a couple people like I don't want to say Rick or anything, but is Rick still here? Yeah, like some people, you have to blow a couple accounts and you have to like lose a little bit to understand. And Dejan, see, so Dejan said me, for example. So Dejan's been with K2 for a while now. And Dejan, he's been through all the phases of K2. He's been here when we had the original strategy. And obviously it's been working. The only problem with like certain people like Dejan, and props to him for like stepping up and taking responsibility. He understood that he had a problem with trading. So, he takes breaks, he comes back and he comes back refreshed, not making those mistakes again. Yeah, no, same with Abraham over here too. Like Abraham said, yeah, true. Thanks, Shawn. I blew 17K in real cash at start. Then he found K2 and now he's doing a lot better. So that's the goal here, guys. Make sure that you guys are consistent. So I know some of you guys are probably getting annoyed that I'm just talking about nothing right now, but there's no entries available. If there was an entry available, I'd be taking it myself. But currently right now, there's just nothing available. Looking at the daily entry over here, you can see it didn't really do anything. It's kind of just going sideways. So there's no entries available. There's nothing here for the snipes. There's nothing here for the 3 minute. There's nothing here for the 1 minute. So we're pretty much just waiting right now for price to come up. So looking at this right here, this is a good thing because price, well, I mean, it didn't close, but we need this retracement here. So in order for us to take the scalp strategy, we need price to pull back a little bit, and then we catch it as it swings right back up. Same with the 1 minute over here. What I'm looking for at this point is I'm looking for price to come up, and it's already retraced right here. Now I'm just waiting for it to swing back up. So if I get a buy signal here, I'll probably take it using the pivot strategy right here. So we'll continue on with this. Yeah, I just saw the messages here. Dejan said I wasted my money on IML before I found K2. It's the same issue with a lot of people too. We have a lot of people here who were part of that before in the past. C6 said, Shawn, what you're talking about is actually important about trading than the actual trade itself. No, exactly, C6, 100%. I'm here to help you guys out. So if you guys do have problems with like your trading and you need to figure out what your problem is, just drop a question in the chat so we can help you. Because you guys have seen how everyone here is doing very well. If you see people here like the professor here, like I think this is Trey, right? Sorry, but I'm not sure if this is Trey or not, but I remember like the professor, we'll call him the professor. He joined K2 like last week, and you can see how consistent he's been. He's in 5,361 profits for the day. It's just consistency. So the thing is, if you guys have issues with trading, the only way to overcome those issues is if you guys are open about it, right? I know a lot of people get embarrassed and they don't want to talk about their issues and stuff like with trading, but we're all here to help you guys out. We're not judging you guys here if you guys make mistakes. Okay, perfect. Yeah, the professor. So that is Trey. Yeah, so I did remember who it was. Good. So yeah, Trey joined K2 like last week, and you can see how well he's been doing, right? He's been on point every single day. So, big congrats to Trey over here. You've been on point. Like I like seeing people who just joined K2 and they come from a bad group and then they start killing it straight out the gate. So keep it up, and it's just the beginning. RJ now is currently up 11,000 for the day. So you can see that RJ actually has been holding on to this position since earlier this morning. He's just been holding it and letting it push to the upside. So definitely great work right there, RJ. And if you guys have more profits to send in, go ahead and send them over, and then I'll add them to the list. All right, so we have a pending signal here on 3-minute. Still nothing really available yet. Let's go over to the fundamentals real quick, see if these have changed. It's still around the 100-point mark, so not really much of a movement. It's kind of just staying down the middle right there. Looking over here, we can see as it starts to pull down. Yeah, so Paul just mentioned he has 3 personal rules for trading. For 1, don't force trades. 2, don't overtrade. And 3, wait for the setups to present themselves. And that's key. It's really key that you guys are consistent with that. Let's see if this closes here. So if this closes right here, price might start to drop a little bit. Let me refresh this. Currently 66% short. Looking at the fundamentals, it's now red again. So this is why I haven't taken any buys yet, because the fundamentals are still red. Clicking over here, let me refresh this. Yeah, the index is still pretty red. The only thing that's really holding it up is Goldman Sachs. Like I mentioned before, Home Depot is now down. JP Morgan's down below 1 point. Everything's starting to come right back down. So this would technically be the 3-minute daily entry right here. However, this isn't a strategy that we've really tested enough yet. We've only been testing it for a couple of weeks now. So this is still a work in progress. So if you guys do want to take this, if this ends up closing as a valid signal, it's at your own risk, guys. I can't emphasize that enough, because the thing is, I don't want people to take the trade and it loses and they want to blame me for it. I just need to make it clear it's at your own risk. If you guys see this trade here and you guys want to take it, it's at your own risk. It does look like a good trade, and I kind of want to take it myself too. However, just keep in mind it's at your own risk. The reason why I want to take it is because the fundamentals are still red. So I still want to trade for sells. It's down 129 points, so it's still pointing towards the downside. So that's why I kind of want to take it. But, in my case, I might have to just be patient and wait for these confirmations to confirm itself. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, if you guys want to take it. If not, then, just hold off and then just wait. But the fundamentals are definitely pointing towards the downside. And that's kind of why I am tempted to take the trade as well. I might take it with a smaller lot size, but we'll just have to wait and see. All right, we got about 10 seconds till this kind of closes. If it closes with the signal, then, it'll qualify as this strategy right here, 3-minute daily strategy. However, if it doesn't, then no entry available. So right there, you can see the candle did not close with the signal. So there's no entry available at that point. You guys got to be patient and wait for it. Because, if you entered it too early, you might have gone burnt. So now we're just going to be waiting. So I don't know if you took the trade, Eric, but it didn't close yet. So that's why I was waiting for it. But looking at the fundamentals here, it's still pretty red. It's down 136 points. So looks like there just isn't any entry available yet. So I'll close this right here. Still no entry available. And today's it's kind of like a weird trading day, right? It's not really moving smoothly at all. Usually at this point, there's a direction that's been set, but right here you can see it's kind of just whipsawing back and forth. Price came down, came up, now it's coming back down. There just isn't real direction that's been set. And a reminder, guys, I personally haven't taken any trades today. So as you guys can see, a lot of people here are posting profits and stuff. I haven't taken any trades, so I'm still going to wait until there's another entry available. But currently right now there's just nothing available for me. So still waiting. But if we do get something, then obviously I'll let you guys know. It's 7:19 right now, so it's getting close to 8 o'clock. Generally, I'm done trading by 8. So if we don't see anything by 8, then I might just have to call it a day without taking any trades myself personally. But as you can see, there's a lot of people who actually locked in some pretty decent profits so far. Looking at the news, let me refresh this real quick. So there was news, who asked that? Let's see, Romano. So Romano, there was news at 7 o'clock. There is news at 7:30 for Canadian. It's not necessarily, I mean, it could affect US 30 slightly, but I don't think it's necessarily going to affect it directly because it's not US news. But yeah, there is medium news coming up. So depending on like which companies are in Canada, which, you know, can be companies in the US as well, that can still affect the market too. So definitely still, it's still something to keep in mind. So Romano, I see you just joined the room. I just confirmed right now because Romano asked about news right now at 7:30. There is news coming up, which is the Bank of Canada Business Outlook Survey. This doesn't necessarily directly affect US 30. However, if there's companies in Canada that, you know, overlap with companies here in the US that are listed on the Dow 30, then obviously it could affect the market. So I wouldn't necessarily be too worried about it, but I would still be looking at it just in case. Let me refresh the average for the day. It's still 138 points in the red. Looking over here at the 3-minute. So yeah, Eric, this might be still dropping right here. So we'll see what happens here. Let me see if I could just draw this out. If it closes. All right, so this closed right here. So Eric, I don't know if you took the trade or not. You know, just a reminder, guys, it's like an actual risk trade if you guys want to take it or not. However, I do think it's going to be a little risky. So if you guys do want to take it, you know, feel free. However, the fundamentals are still pretty red right now. So it does look like it can be a pretty decent trade if it continues to drop further, but there's no guarantee it's going to drop further, right? So it might be something that you guys want to like be careful with if you decide to take it. So we'll see how this goes here. So I'll just mark this up. This is just going to be marked up for you guys for whoever wants to take it. If you know that becomes the case, the fundamentals are still pretty red. I'm not going to take it myself. What I might do is I might put a sell stop right there and just maybe catch it for a small move as it swings down. But you know, right now, currently, there's like it's kind of hard to really choose because the thing is, I don't want to trade with the majority of people right here. Retail traders are currently short right now. They're 67% short, and I generally don't like trading with with retail traders. I want to trade opposite of them. So that's why I'm kind of like iffy right now. Kind of iffy as to, whether I want to take the trade or not, because it's just, it's just too choppy at this moment. So yeah, Eric, if you're going to take that trade, I'll follow up for you, but I don't know if I'm going to take it just yet. I'm looking for these 1-minute scalps, but there's just nothing available. It keeps breaking and closing before it confirms. So let's see. There's nothing available right now. The market is just slow. It's kind of just going back and forth. There's really no direction that's been set. It's just kind of bouncing. What I might do is I might try to catch a quick scalp off this, Eric, because I'm looking at the fundamentals just like you. That's why I'm looking for a sell here. However, it's not a strong sell anymore, right? It's kind of just right down the middle. It keeps going between 100 and under 100. Also looking at the retail sentiment over here, it's not really strong at all. It's kind of just bouncing back and forth. Price is just going back and forth as we see it right here. And this is the reason why I didn't want to take the trade, because obviously you can see how it's moving. It's not really moving directional at all. It's actually moving sideways. So as you can see right here, I drew the lines here off the 1 minute. I drew the high and the low, and price is kind of just ranging right now, going sideways. So we'll see what happens here. However, obviously I'll follow it with you. So I'll put some alerts here just so that we can follow it, because I think you are in it, Eric, right? So let's see. This is going to be the 3-minute daily. 500 actually. One thing that I would recommend, Eric, if you decide, or if you're in the trade, I would recommend, always moving your stop loss and profit when it reaches midway mark, which is TP2 right here. It's really key that you use proper risk when taking these trades. I'm not in this trade, guys, so just keep in mind, I'm not in this trade. Reason for that's because I'm just not really confident with how the price is moving right now. Currently, I don't want to trade with the majority of people. Majority of retail traders are currently short right now. You can see 67% of people are short. And also the fundamentals here aren't that strong anymore. Like if this was down like 200 points, then maybe I'll take that sell. Right now, I know it's down 100 points, so it seems like it might continue to drop. However, there just isn't a direction that's been set, right? Looking at the 1 minute here, price is kind of just going back and forth as we see it. It's not necessarily going one direction or not, or the other way. The range here just gets wider and wider. So we'll see what happens here. All right. All right, 7:30 right now. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat so I can answer whatever questions you guys have. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be getting offline soon in about 30 minutes or so. The market just isn't really moving very much. It's kind of just going sideways. Here's a new high right here. How many candles is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So this would be the new high right here. Let's see if there's anything else over here for me to look at. Jared said there's a fib right there. Yeah, that's probably why it bounced up if your fib was from the bottom. Let's see, Paul said, took a 2,500 loss even with the rules, and I had confirmation of the trade. Made it back with the next trade, 3,500 profit and a $500 scalp. Nice work, Paul. Yeah, the key here, guys, is to recover. If you ever have a loss, it's okay to have a loss. The key is that you guys recover and don't revenge trade. As long as you're following your rules and you continue on with it, you can easily make up for like whatever trade you guys take. But currently, like I mentioned, guys, I'm not in any trades. Everything that I've marked up here are all, at your risk trades. I don't feel like trading right now because of how price is currently moving. And also because of the fundamentals here. The fundamentals haven't really been one-sided at all. It's kind of just going back and forth. Looking over here at the stock index, it's just, it's just a lot of back and forth movement, which isn't really. And the thing is, there's trades here that contradict each other, right? Like the 3 minute here was for a sell. However, the 10 minute over here was for a buy. So it's kind of just, there's really no direction that's been set. So looking at this right here, and this is why I'm glad that I didn't take the trade, because you can see exactly what happened, right? Price just came right back up. So I'll just turn that off now because this is done with. See if there's anything else over here. All right. Let's see if there's any questions here. So Gary is asking, should we apply both strategies on the 3 minute that you were showing? Which one are you referring to? You're referring to these, Gary? The strategy that we would be looking at would probably be this one. However, I don't know. Did you just join the room, Gary? Because we've been explaining like why we're not taking trades right now. If you want to take the trades, you can. But this is unfinished, so I don't think you should be applying this. Obviously, if it's not an official strategy, you should probably hold off. You should probably learn the stuff that's official before you go over to like the stuff that's we're currently like just working on. I'm not in any of these positions here. I haven't taken anything because of how the market's moving. Obviously, we look at the fundamentals here. Fundamentals were currently red, but they're not very strong. You can see right here, it's now down 100 points. It's under 100 points. So I haven't applied any strategies myself. You can apply them if you want, but like I mentioned, you don't want to trade opposite of like what the fundamentals are giving you. So unless the fundamentals are clear, the retail sentiment's clear, then you want to trade in that direction. However, there's nothing that's clear right now. So if you want to use them here, you can. It's really up to you. There's no yes or no here, because the thing is, I'm not taking any trades, so you probably shouldn't be taking these trades here. What I'm doing is I'm just marking these stuff up for the stuff that we see. However, I'm giving you guys the reason why I'm not taking the trades. If they look good, then yeah, I would take the trades. However, they don't look like good trades to me. So, it's up to you, right? These strategies here are just for you to use if you want them to. I don't recommend you take this yet unless you know what you're doing. And same with the 1 minute here. Anything that's unfinished and in progress, you probably shouldn't be applying just yet until you're fully confident with your ability to trade with K2 or just in general. So I haven't taken any trades myself. I'm currently just waiting. The daily entry here is still running right now, but you can see there's no direction set. It's just kind of going back and forth. So for me, nothing available. Monday, like I mentioned before, guys, from the beginning of the session, I told you that Mondays are risky days. And, for me, I'd rather just not trade and just watch than take anything risky. So yeah, no problem, Gary. I know you're new, so I know it's kind of hard for you to understand what you should be following, what you shouldn't be following. You should probably just follow the main one. So the 1 minute pivot, the 3-minute pivot, and the 10-minute snipe. Lastly, the daily strategy here on the 10-minute. So there's a specific strategies that you can use, which are okay to use. However, the key is that you listen to like what I'm talking about during live sessions, right? Because even though there's a strategy here applying for, if there's entries that are available, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good trade. Specifically, things that we look at are going to be fundamentals. The second thing we're going to look at is retail sentiment. And the last thing we're going to look at is news. So if these things don't line up well, then you should probably, it's going to be a really risky trade. If these things all line up well, so like say, for example, all of this is red, right? The fundamentals are completely red. This is all red here. Retail sentiment is long. So we're trading opposite of everyone else. Plus the technicals are indicating that we want to take a trade in, one direction that's in the direction of fundamentals. Then you should take the trade. However, today it's just not really going any direction at all. So I haven't taken any trades myself. It doesn't seem like a lot of people here have either. So just looking at everyone's profits here, there's only been a couple people who have traded. Trey over here locked in about 5,000 here. Looking at Swan, there's been like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with RJ down here. So about like 8 people traded today. They traded even though it was risky, but only because they knew what they were doing. I wasn't one of those people, so I don't really have profits to share today. Maybe later during Asia session, I'll have some profits to share, but currently right now I don't have anything to share because I haven't taken anything myself. So yeah, if you guys have questions, drop your questions in the chat. It's 7:31 right now. So it's getting close to 8 o'clock where I stop trading. So if you guys do have questions, drop your questions in the chat. I'll answer them. Otherwise, looks like we might be wrapping up the session soon if we don't have anything available, or, if we don't have any trades available, if we don't have any questions, because I personally don't think it's a good day to trade. Looking at the fundamentals over here, it's still 100 points in the red. So there's not really much for us to look at. Looking over here at the index, it's not really one-sided at all. It's kind of just down the middle. You can see that they kind of balance themselves out, right? Like Goldman Sachs here is up 8 points. Walt Disney's down 5 points. Amgen's down 4 points. So Goldman Sachs can kind of just pretty much bring these to break even, right? Also, Home Depot is up 2 points. American Express is up 2 points as well. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically lining these up. And then you can see here, this is what the average is. So if you line them all up, the average is still down 100 points, but it's not a very strong, drop from that point. It's just how it, it's just pretty much at 100, but it's not very heavy. Because the thing is, if it goes below 100 points, then it just indicates that it's not a strong bias. Also looking at retail sentiment over here, this isn't really changing at all either, right? It's been at the same number all morning. So something to just look out for. And as you can see right here, if I just draw a line a little higher, and then say if I turn off all the indicators here, you guys can see how price is like not even really moving very much. So if I move this stuff over, you can see price is literally just ranging within this area right here. And these are conditions that you don't want to trade in. Because if you trade in conditions like this, you could get caught on the wrong side of the market. Because price can come up here, break and close, and spike up higher, or vice versa. Price can come below and do the same thing below here. So you definitely want to wait for some sort of direction to be set. Currently right now, there's no direction, obviously. It's kind of just going back and forth. Let me mark up where 630 is. So 630 is when the market opened right here. And you can see that price really hasn't chosen its direction, right? Price dropped right here about 1,000 points or 1,000 pips. And then from here, it shot right back up, and then it shot up even higher, another 2,000 pips. And then now it dropped from here, almost 1,000 pips. And then now it's just ranging. So just no real direction that's been set. And obviously you want to trade in the direction of momentum, or like where price is actually moving. So yeah, just nothing available right now. Let's see if there's anything else for me to look at here. All right. So yeah, really nothing available. The daily strategy is still, or the daily entry is still running right now. It hasn't hit TP or anything like that. I think majority of people are in this. I don't think anyone took the 3 minute aside from like, I think just Eric, he was the one that was referring to it, but I was still kind of hesitant on taking that trade because of the fundamentals here. But you can see the numbers are starting to change. It's currently under 100 points. If it starts to shift to the green side, then obviously bias is going to be changing. But currently right now, you can kind of see the shift from sell to now buy. Looking at the 3 minute right here. We'll see what happens next. Same with the 1 minute here. There's no entry available right there. Let's see if there's one or 1, 2, 3. Lisa's asking, does anyone use order blocks with these strategies? We were using them at some point. Some point in the past, Lisa, I was developing an order blocks indicator, but I just stopped working on it because it's hard to create an indicator for order blocks, like to find one that's accurate because it's very subjective. So I personally don't use order blocks. I know other people do. So there's other people in the group who do use it and it works very well in a lot of cases, but it's still, it's very inaccurate because everyone sees order blocks differently. It's not always going to be the same. It's too subjective for me to really teach anybody how to do it. So I don't personally use it myself, and I personally don't really teach anybody it. So, I mean, you can, if you know how to do it, Lisa, you can use it to identify where these entries come from. Also, if you watch the previous live sessions, we also talked about liquidity zones, which kind of line up. It's pretty much the same analysis as order blocks. It's just, and if you want to see that, because I know you're new here, Lisa. So if you want to go back and watch those, here, let me go to the YouTube channel real quick. Yeah, if you want to go watch that, Lisa, you can go over here and just go to the videos and then just go to the ones with the green background. These are going to be the previous mentoring sessions that I had. We talked about the liquidity zones, which they're basically order blocks. They're just like on the short time frame, and they're just I mean, they're not order blocks, but I call them liquidity zones. You'll see what I mean when you watch these videos here, and that's actually one that works really well. So that kind of lines up with the new strategies that we've been applying here as well. So I mean, there's different ways of looking at it. Whatever you want to call it, order blocks, liquidity zones, anything like that, because that's what people call it. Like whenever price reaches an order block, they identify it as it hitting liquidity, which is pretty much the same thing. But yeah, like Lisa said. So Lisa mentioned, yeah, they're not definite. They're always an added confluence, and I agreed as well. So everything here is an extra confluence. Like this is the bare basics of like the strategies, and then everything else is an extra confluence, right? The fundamentals are confluence, retail sentiment's confluence, the news is confluence. If you want to use fibs, that's confluence as well. If you want to use order blocks, additional confluence. The more confluences you have, the better the trade. For me right now, there's not very many confluences. That's why I haven't taken any trades myself. If I have everything lined up, like if I have about 4 or 5 confluences that all line up together, then it's going to be a good trade. But right now, there just isn't anything indicating that that I have that currently. Even with the daily entry here, you can see price is just bouncing around this area. It hasn't even hit any of the TPs. It's kind of just bouncing around back and forth. Let me see if there's anything else here that I need. Lisa said, thanks. Currently studying the strategies during the day. Will be better when I have the indicators tomorrow. We'll check out the videos. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. It's going to make a huge difference when you have the K2 indicators because you're going to have stuff to look at. Or you're going to have like, some sort of direction pointing you as to like where to trade and whatnot. So yeah, no, definitely. I definitely agree with you. That is going to help a lot. Let's see if there's anything else here for me to look at. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Duggan? I haven't seen you in a while, Duggan. So Duggan said first session in 2 weeks, took some time off because mentally I needed a break from trading, going hard for last few months, good to be back. Had 2 wins. Damn, it's slow tonight. Yeah, exactly, Duggan. So Duggan's actually in Australia. That's why he says tonight, because it's nighttime over there, I believe. It's opposite time of us. But yeah, no, good to see you, Duggan. I know it's been a while since you've been around. But no, it's good. So like what Duggan said, he took time off because he needed a mental break. Guys, it's okay to take breaks, right? You don't have to trade every single day. You don't have to trade every single minute. If you realize that you need a mental break, just take a break. Market's not going to go anywhere. And I'm still going to be trading every day. So you could be gone for weeks, days, months. I'll be back. When you come back, I'll still be here trading live with you guys. But no, definitely a nice recovery there, Duggan, with your 2 wins for the day so far. Let's see. I'm just reading the messages over here. Morning Kenny, morning Kushi. Portia said if he was double jabbed, it may affect the market. So Portia was talking about Powell earlier when you were referring to that. Ronnie said, you're right. Price hasn't created strong support resistance to confirm direction. No, I agree. It hasn't really moved at all. It's kind of just going back and forth. Nice. Luis said that he traded 5K S&P. So like, I'm glad to see some of you guys here still profiting off that. So definitely great work right there, Luis, with your profits so far. Nice, nice. Yes, Lisa's from Australia as well. So Lisa said, hey, Duggan, fellow Aussie here. Yeah, you'll see Duggan here every morning. He's like, he'll be trading with us and then getting drunk after. Okay, so first TP was hit for the daily entry here for whoever caught it. I'm not in the position, but I know that some of you guys are. I think Rick's in it. So I'll give you guys a little update right here. Also, the 1 minute hit over here as well. So a couple entries that were available right here, guys. Obviously, unfortunately, I missed the 1 minute here, but Maddie caught it, so it looks good. The TP here hit for, so it looks like there's starting to be a direction. So this is actually really good because now we're having some sort of direction in the market. Exactly what we're looking for. RJ here hit his TP2. He's up currently 17,307. Great work, RJ. So RJ is on fire right now. This dude's been holding trade since this morning, and he's still holding it now. So great work right there, RJ. Congrats to you. Let me give you guys a little update here for this. For you guys who took this trade here for the daily, it's starting to push up even higher. So it's looking good. It looks like there's there's at least some direction that's being set now. Looking at RJ over here. So yeah, RJ took a 10 lot. Yeah, he's currently up 17,307. Great work, RJ. Eunice over here too. So Eunice said Eunice did take this trade right here, the 10 minute. So he said took the daily 10 minute entry, done for the day. So he took it. He made 237 this morning. He also took the daily entry here. He's now currently up 1,031. So great work right there, Eunice. But big congrats to RJ over here. He's currently up 17,000 for the day. So keep it up, RJ. No, RJ is hanging on to those trades strong, like super strongly. Let me just copy these over here for you guys who took the trade. I'm thinking about taking one just to catch it to this move right here. Now I'm going to hold off. You can see these big spikes. Market is just moving kind of crazy. If you guys are in this daily entry, I do recommend you guys move your stop loss and profit. That's going to be key right now because the market is still kind of spiking around. You can see how this one right here spiked down real quick, pushed up, and it spiked down super hard. But as you can see right here, the fundamentals are starting to shift to the upside. So it's currently only 61 points in the red right now. As it shifts to the green side, the bias is going to start shifting. So you can see right here, Goldman Sachs is still the main thing holding it up. Home Depot as well, Amex, JP Morgan, Walmart, Chevron, Cisco, Dow Inc., IBM. These are all green right now. So as this starts to shift to the green side, that's when the bias is going to start shifting. So hopefully that does happen, because if that becomes the case, then this daily entry is just going to keep pushing up. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Nice. So yeah, Maddie still has it running. He has a 3 minutes still running. Isai had a tight stop loss and got closed out. Yeah, this market it's just too choppy right now, guys. So I would be careful if you guys are taking anything. Let me see if there's any snipes that are available right here. No, nothing available here. So it's okay. We'll skip over that. The 3 minute over here is also running. So there's a couple trades that were available here. We have the 3-minute that was available right here, and it actually hit TP. I missed this too. So sorry guys, I missed a couple trades here, but I probably wouldn't have taken them anyways because they were just moving too fast. So the 3-minute here hit TP. It just like literally after the candle right here closed. And I'll show you guys what this entry was right here. So this isn't the daily entry here, but the 3-minute pivot scalp. So looking at this right here, you can see that price closed above. It was a buy signal, and then it shot up higher, and then it hit TP right there. So this is the one that Maddie's referring to. If you're here in the Zoom and you see that Maddie's looking at, because Maddie just confirmed the 3-minute was still running. I think Maddie caught this right here. So he caught this for a buy. Also for this right here on the 1-minute, this is the one that Maddie was referring to as well. He was looking for the same thing. So pretty much right here, he was looking for a valid K2 momentum signal. He was waiting for it to close above the pivots, which it did right here. So if you enter this trade here, you know, same as Maddie, it would have hit your TP right there. So this is if you guys are wondering like what strategies everyone's applying. And Geary, so like, you know, we were talking about earlier, you're asking if you should be applying all the strategies. Technically, Maddie here is just applying the official ones, the ones that here that are actually been tested and they're good to use. So Maddie applied this one right here, the 1-minute pivot. He hit TP off that. And then again, right here, he applied the same strategy, but on the 3-minute. So, if you're wondering, you know, that because if you're here in the Zoom, you can see what people are talking about. So this is what Maddie was taking. He took 3-minute and the 1-minute. Looking back at the daily entry, it's kind of just bouncing around this area here. And this is just to be on the safer side, right, Gary? Because I don't want you to take risky trades and then lose a trade and then not understand why, what happened. But yeah, so these are the main strategies that we apply. It's the daily, the snipe, the 3-minute pivot scalp, and the 1-minute pivot scalp. This one right here, we've been applying it a lot more recently because this indicator that you can see right here, this high-low indicator, this is something that we just developed recently. So this is a brand new indicator. I'm still testing it pretty much every day with you guys live so that you guys can see how it works. When I have adjustments, you know, I'll make the adjustments, then I'll let you guys know. But hopefully I'm going to have this available to you guys by the end of the month, because I think we're done with testing. It seems pretty solid and straightforward. So I don't think it needs any more testing. Pretty much, it's just, you know, really just forward testing it to make sure that it's consistent with what we've been applying for the past couple of weeks now. So yeah, I know you're fine here. You can ask as many questions as you want. I know you're new here, and I want to make sure that you're getting the full experience. You know, last thing I want to do is you make mistakes and then not understand like what you did wrong. But you know, I'm definitely here to help you out. So all right, guys, it's 7:47 right now. So if you guys have any other questions, you know, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I think I'm going to be wrapping up the session. Reason why I'm wrapping it up soon is because I could already feel the FOMO coming in, because I already missed this daily entry right here, and I already know I'm going to FOMO into this trade. So knowing myself, you know, like I told you guys, if you guys know what your problem is with trading, then you just have to drill down on it. My problem with trading, even though I've been trading for like, you know, years now, I still get FOMO. If I see a lot of people posting profits, like seeing RJ's profits here is probably giving me some FOMO. Like he's up 17K right now and I haven't taken any trades, and I probably could have taken these trades here because we're looking at the same exact thing, right? You know, and RJ said right here, longest trade he held was about 3 minutes. So all of his trades here have hit, but he's taking these trades and just letting them hit TP. So that's key, guys. You guys have to remember to close your position out and make and take your profits when they're necessary. Looking at RJ's profits here, these are all the same trades that I marked up earlier, right? I marked up the, what did we take earlier? I marked up the breakout. I marked up the, this one earlier, the breakout, also the daily entry here. I didn't take any of these trades, but RJ's been taking all of them. He just listens to what I'm saying. He applies the strategies and he just takes them here. So seeing RJ's profits here is tempting me to want to take more trades or take trades in general. And in order for me to avoid that FOMO, I just need to go offline, right? That's why I always cut off like around 8 o'clock, because I already know at that time market starts to move a little funky, and it's best for me to just sit out the market than to risk it, because the market does move kind of weird sometimes. Nice right here too. Hugo here locked in a total of 8,000 for the day. Nice work, Hugo. Wonder if he took the breakout earlier. Probably did, but definitely great work right there, Hugo. Larkin as well. Larkin's currently up 2,856. Nice work, Larkin. Yeah, so great profit right there. Larkin actually took the buy there. You can see this buy here is for the daily entry. He locked in 965 off that. And this is a breakout earlier this morning. He locked in 1,311. So as you guys can see, these are the strategies that we've been applying, and they work perfectly fine. So Other than that, guys, I don't see any other questions in the chat. In order for me to prevent myself from flowing into these trades, I'm probably going to be getting off shortly. So let me see if there's any other entries here available that I can possibly take. If I don't see anything good, then that'll be it. I'm probably going to try to sneak in at least one move before I go completely offline. But yeah, there's nothing available here. What I'll be looking for personally, so if you guys are wondering what I'm looking for, I'm either going to be looking for one of these on the 1 minute. So I'm either looking for a pivot scalp, which is going to give me a buy signal. If I get a valid buy signal here above this area, then I'll take it for a pivot scalp strategy, this one right here. Vice versa, if price ends up pushing above here, then I might take a buy entry right there using this strategy right here. So if you guys are wondering what I'm looking for one of these right here on the 1 minute, because I just want to get in and out real quick. I want to make a quick profit and just pull out and then just be done for the day. Because one of these trades here, if I hit any of these for a TP, then it's going to be like about $1,000 profit for me, which is, it's fine. Making 1,000 with like 1 or 2 trades is completely fine, because that adds up over the week. I just need to get my confidence up to continue to take trades all throughout the not just the morning session, but Asia session later. So other than that, guys, I think that's it. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. I do have let me check. I didn't go over any questions or any emails over the weekend. So I have about, okay, I have about like 400 emails to get through. So if I don't get to your email by today, I will be getting back to it by tomorrow at latest. And I have like a bunch of Telegram messages right here, as you guys can see. So other than that, guys, I'm going to go take a break. I'm going to probably step out, walk my dogs for a bit, and probably come back, maybe take one trade before I, call it a day for the New York session. But I'll probably be back during Asia session to trade. If I do, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. So if you guys do want to continue to trade, just make sure that, let me see if there's news. There's a tentative federal budget balance today. So just keep that in mind. There's going to be some news here that's going to affect the market one way or the other. So if you do continue to trade, just make sure that you have as many confluences as possible. Maybe lower your lot size and or protect your positions whenever possible. So just keep that in mind. But what I'm going to be looking for myself are these 1 minute scalps. If I see something, I'll take it. If not, then I'll just pick back up tomorrow. You don't need to trade today. So other than that, guys, I'll see you guys later. And if you guys do have questions, catch